Okay, so many of you guys know that Cassandra Nova is a card you can get for free technically, but you'll have to climb Deadpool's Diner, which is a limited time event. As of making this video, there's a little over a week left of the event, I believe. Well, I'm going to hopefully show you guys a deck that should help you climb a bit if you're having trouble, because this deck kind of, it basically, your opponent doesn't necessarily expect everything in it, and if you don't get a good combination in the first few turns, you can actually leave instead of snapping, and leaving is very important in Deadpool Diner. All I wanted to get was this card, coincidentally, so I can make videos about it and whatnot. But I was also able to get the other rewards, such as a card back, whatnot. So this is the deck that I use. Now, I already have a video with gameplay of this deck if you're interested to see how it plays, but I will warn you, with that gameplay, I substituted a certain card in it for armor because I was running into a lot of destroy decks in the beginning. I mean, now I barely see them in Deadpool's Diner, but I was running into a lot of them. Okay? So here's your ideal first hand, okay? If you have ideally Cable and Grandmaster in the opening hand, snapping is a very good option. The only exception is if they're running Erisham. Erisham, if they're running him, you may just want to leave, okay? This deck, it's it's okay against Erisham decks, but it kind of has its flaw, which is that you could end up getting a random card and just help them thin their deck to their own good cards. So, yeah. Copycat usually gives you, even if you don't play the copycatted card, it still gives you an idea of what deck your opponent is running. I believe there is an audio cue when you draw Copycat, and I believe your opponent hears that too. I'm not entirely sure, but they do not see which card you copied. So that's something with that. So the ideal gameplay is turn 1 Spider Ham, turn 2 Cable in the lane to the exact opposite. Like if you play Spider Ham on the left, you want to play Cable on the right. 10-3 Grandmaster on Cable. You can 50-50 if Spider Ham and him are in the same lane, but well, Grandmaster or Baron Zemo, it really depends. If you copycatted uh, one of the low power cards, Benzema just going to pull that low power card with no ability. So in that case, you're better off using Cable. And then by this turn 4, they usually have something played down. So, you know, Grandmaster with Cable and then Red Guardian to hit whatever they have laid down. You should, in a lot of games, have priority by now. So Red Guardian can really mess up their game plan. Absorbing Man can absorb. I use him for Baron Zemo a lot of the time, but sometimes I use him to absorb Red Guardian as well because your opponent usually doesn't expect it because they're like, oh, they already used up the Red Guardian. Well, it's surprise, I have another Red Guardian. Gladiator kind of a risky thing in The last couple games I played, he actually pulled out very like 10 plus power cards, which isn't really ideal, but luckily Copycat did actually steal the Shang-Chi. Copycat steals the whole text, in case you're curious. That's part of what makes it so great. Steal the text from the bottom card. I will say that there is a bug right now, or a weird interaction rather, with Copycat and Cable. If you Cable your opponent's Copycat, as of right this second, your their Copycat won't have any ability. Yeah, that's just an unfortunate thing. Blackball actually have saved me a couple games because the opponent, if they're playing Iron Man, they usually wait until the next turn to Mystique. And can I just say, on a slightly different note, Copycat pulls steals Iron Man text quite a bit. It's actually quite funny how often they do. So if you're playing against a Mr. Negative deck and they've used Mr. Negative before you draw Copycat, there's a good chance Copycat would just take, you know, Iron Man, even if they haven't yet Mr. Negative. And the 3/5 Iron Man is amazing. And then, we have Doctor Doom to go a bit wide if you need to. Odin can be used on the Doctor Doom. Odin can be used on the Baron Zemo lane in a pinch. Odin can even be used on like Absorbing Man or Red Guardian. Technically, Odin can be used on Cable, but there are not very many scenarios where that would be ideal. And I've just rambled for quite a while. Hopefully, you guys actually found it to be good. Like I said, I've already showcased this deck. I just wanted to give you guys tips on the deck I used to get to Cassandra Nova in the Deadpool's Diner event. And if you decide to use this deck, let me know if it helped you guys at all. And with that said, I will catch you guys in the future. Later.